Daily Solutions. Daily Solutions.
Okay, welcome everybody.
Hey, this is Graham here.
This is Ashkan.
And today's question
Let's
is,
get it. What's our question?
what is your process for handling members whose credit card renewals don't go through?
Members whose credit cards don't go through.
Yep.
So the nice thing is they're not, they come into float at your place. Like, it's not like they get the service sent to them, like, digitally or something. Like, they have to come into your shop to be able to get any floats, to actually float in a float tank, right?
So if the renewal's not going through, then they're not paying money, which means they're not getting floats. Which means at some point, if they want to come in and actually utilize your services and float again, they're going to have to get a hold of you.
So there's two outcomes here. It's basically they're going to come into float and you're going to be like, hey, you don't have a working credit card on your account. We need to fix that before you can go in. And then they'll fix their credit card. Or they're not going to come into float for a long time. And that probably means they weren't really an active member at your place. Like, if a member's not coming into float on any regular basis, that's not really like someone who probably should have a membership at your business.
So we do things a little bit differently at Float On than a lot of businesses do as well, which is that we actively go through and make sure that our members are using their memberships and their floats. So if anyone goes for more than a couple months without using any of the floats on their account, they'll get a phone call from Float On asking if they want to keep their membership and saying, hey, just so you know, you have these unused floats on your account and so on. And not everyone does that, right? So there's this scenario where people are actually almost monetarily relying on these inactive members who still are getting charged every month. Again, much more like a kind of standard gym model or something like that. So that's sort of a different scenario. In that case, you're like you do want their credit card to be updated because you want their money and you're not as worried about them backpiling floats on their account, right?
Like, what can you really do? I mean, you can email them, send an auto email if their credit card fails. You can call them. And that, I mean, like, what, you're going to mail them a letter? Like, how else are you going to try to find, like, at what point, what other means can you even use to go about trying to get someone to update their credit card?
Yeah. So, I mean, and again, we don't even really reach out to people to contact them or try to harass them or anything like that. Again, because we know that they'll be coming back in to use their floats, or they were in an active membership and we didn't want them to be a member anyway if they're not using floats. So that kind of makes our situation maybe a little easier than some float centers as well, But again, definitely not harassing them, I would say. It's not...
I mean, send an email, or maybe your software sends an email automatically.
Yep, the Helm has an option to just auto send an email when a membership fails, for example.
And, like, if you notice it, give them a call.
Yep. I guess there's also what if they're in a contract, right? And now, like, they're 1 month into a 3-month contract, and now their credit card fails.
I see. Well, I mean, there's still really not much else you can do, right?
Right,
Like,
reach out.
It's not like you have that many other options.
Yep.
Like, just wait until they get back to you and then deal with it then and charge them for another 2 months.
Hire a private detective to just kind of trail them and find out their routines, corner them someday. And
like, at some point, I think you just
shop.
need to be like, okay, fine, and give up. Like, if someone has a 3-month contract and they do 1 month and then their card gets canceled and they don't respond to your emails, they don't respond to your phone calls, like, that's the point where I just be like, okay, I'm done dealing with this person. I'm not gonna, like, bother myself over it or hunt them down. Like, they obviously didn't want to be a part of this anymore. I mean, at what point, like, if that is really the case, someone, like, gamed your system and used a card that, expired or whatever, like, they really don't want to come back to your business. So forcing them to, or it's just not great. Like, none of it sounds fun or really worth your, like, time or energy, unless this is, like, 80% of your membership. Like, I just don't see this being a super frequent thing that happens.
Yeah, definitely. And again, like, I think the worst thing you can do is really act as though they're trying to dodge their float bill and get on their case and start harassing them or something. It's probably the best way to ensure that they don't stay members with you after their contract, or if it's already out, that they don't actually give you a new credit card. So assuming that it's an innocent mistake, not harassing people who don't get back to you, and at least for us, kind of recognizing the best time to take care of this is actually when people come in for their next appointment and they're in the shop right there is a really easy time to have this conversation and just have them pull out their wallet with another card in it.
Yeah, just take it easy.
Just
you're
mellow,
a relaxation business. Like, you can't be too uptight. It's gonna look bad.
All right. And if you have any other questions, go to
floattanksolutions.com/podcasts.
It's a weird outro. And we'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, bye.